let's move
for
on.
drinking and driving. Okay.
Let's move on to the continent. Obviously, the continent's flagship national competition, maybe the flagship competition for the whole of Africa,
Continental, yes.
is the AFCON. It's not 1996, it's 2024.
No, but you've already given us our fate.
Hugo
Do we
Bruce,
have to-
what do we make of the squad selection
Weak.
there? Obviously,
Weak.
Lyle Foster wasn't made available, didn't make himself available for the side. He's changed Burnley's fortune since coming back into the side.
I want to hear what Super Sub has to say about this one.
Or Burnley did not make him available.
Super Sub,
Or Burnley themselves.
thoughts?
He's not available, guys. He's not available.
What can you do?
What can you do?
He's got mental issues.
But
No,
again,
he's struggling with mental health issues.
Oh, yes, of course.
He doesn't
He's
have
struggling
mental
with issues. He's not
issues, no.
crazy.
No.
He's struggling with mental health issues.
Yes, we need to be very precise about that.
There we go.
Yeah.
But however, what I've got an issue with.
this is Len Muleko's rant brought to you by Betway.
Oh,
where
my
you get more.
apologies. There you go. Hey, you did it perfectly for me.
I want it
Okay.
from Marco.
This is another Len Moleko rant brought to you by Betway. Get way more. Len, let's hear
So
it.
he's fine enough to play for Burnley, but not for Bafana.
Yes.
And the timing.
So
was just-
he's sick for the country, but okay for Burnley.
So he's okay. This is how
I'm
gonna,
just asking.
Okay, if I'm gonna answer it, I'm looking at it in this way, right? He's in a program that involves a lot of people, psychologists and all of that is in a program. So removing him from that setup means that he missed out on his journey to get better.
For 2 weeks.
Len, we don't know his conditions. You don't know how severe it is. You don't know how much he needs the people that are helping him out. It could be a day, and then the man regress.
Can we just say that he probably just did not, and it was strategic that, he was unwell and was also put in such a way that he's not able to then be part of the starting 11, starting lineup of the squad, and that he's able to then continue with his team, but not look as though he's not patriotic.
But like, no,
I don't think that's the case.
Okay. Ne?
Is this a continuation of your rant?
I agree. This one dribbled me.
Extended version.
I did not dribble you. I just
okay.
gave you an opinion.
It's okay.
And I'm sticking by it.
It's okay. What I'm asking is, your core business is playing football, right? Cool. Mental health, it happens. Whether you are an accountant, you are an engineer, whatever, or you are a podcaster, it happens, right? You need to take time off, right? Now, think of it this way. If I was a podcaster for the biggest football show on the continent, brought to you by Betway, Get Way More.
If.
Yeah?
You're saying if.
Yeah, I
Why?
I'm
But
removing.
we
No,
are.
I'm removing myself from the
Oh,
situation.
Okay,
hypothetical.
hypothetical.
Yes.
Okay.
Right?
But you are, so. Thanks to you, ballers. Len, please go on. I'm sorry for ruining your energy there.
So, and then a broadcaster who does not have AFCON rights to show on TV asks me to come and say something about AFCON, and I go there. Marco, man.
You're killing me today, Len. Anyway, I'll rebut it in one short point. And the only short point that I'll rebut it with is this. If you had a physical injury and you were seeing physicians in your city and they said you can go back to work, but we need to monitor you closely. You cannot go and work elsewhere where your physicians aren't.
Thank you.
So perhaps that is the only reason that Lyle Foster feels that he's ready to play ball for Burnley and stay with his mental health treatment team there and not travel away to play for his country somewhere else where that team isn't accessible to him. That's the only excuse that you can
Can't
give
they
for
go
it.
with him?
But at the end of the day, there's only one thing.
Len,
There's only one thing that I will say is that South Africans are going to be deeply disappointed because it's a big loss for the side.
no, definitely.
End of the story.
2 weeks, yes, I know.
That is for sure. They will be disappointed. But then you say they can't. remember, he's in a program, and we don't know how much his team is involved with other players. You can't just remove psychologists because you want Lyle Foster to come travel with Bafana Bafana.
No, but psychologists can travel with him.
Facts.
But what about Len?
Or does he have to be in a certain city, in a certain temperature?
No, Len.
Like,
but
I'm trying to
part of a
understand.
Yeah,
program.
me too. Like, I will still say that
It's part of a program,
had he
and that
wanted to-
wait, Tepi, it's part of the program, and that program might not necessarily mean that it's only him that is getting help. There could be other people there.
Also, it's kind of maybe
a group situation.
it's a group setup.
Well,
the
we're giving
the
scenarios.
club is paying these professionals to work for the club.
I don't
These
see
mental
it.
health professionals. They have to be there on staff in case other players have mental issues. Now you send your whole mental health team
To Bafana Bafana.
To Bafana Bafana.
No,
And then all of a sudden you've got one of the Burnley players or even the manager himself. He starts feeling sad. Who do I go speak to?
Yeah.
Just fly to
Just
fly to Cote
Ivory
d'Ivoire.
Coast.
No, the 22 is fine. There's no
Well,
hope
look,
anyway.
can we conclude
We're
this,
just dealing
guys?
with Lyle.
Yeah, let's
No, it's
move.
fine. Tepi wanted
Let's
to say
move to the
something.
Bafana
Tepi's-
squad.
I'm still not buying it.
No, for
What?
sure.
Alright.
Lyle or Bafana?
Yeah, I mean, I understand that he does have, mental issue challenges and he is receiving help. But I still believe that if he wanted to come and play for his team,
He could have.
he would have and he could have.
Is it maybe a
That's
thing
it.
of
That's my thing.
my-
And
my
I mean,
last-
I'm not, downplaying, whichever condition he's finding himself in. But if he's
Mental
able to
health
play
issues.
for Burnley, I'm not downplaying it. But if he's able to play for Burnley, and I mean, you may go on about, yes, he has, a team and the like, you can't remove him from his environment. But I would imagine that him playing for his country might maybe improve also his, his mental state.
No, we can't
I'm
do
gonna
that.
go
We
to
can't-
two
we
comments
can't
before
actually
we
say
Yes,
that.
there's two comments that one of them. Sorry.
No,
Marco.
go on. I think we've chosen the same two.
Sazim Kwanazi says, can't he do
Therapy.
therapy via Zoom? I mean, we did that during COVID.
COVID. Yeah.
Hey,
We
bro.
did meetings via COVID.
So that's
I
the
mean,
thing.
via Zoom.
And then Gift Real G saying company needs the therapy.
Look,
So, I don't
I maybe it's because I take mental health situation very seriously because I've seen people that.
No, we all do. I don't
listen,
think we-
I'm talking about myself right now.
Okay.
Remove
Okay,
yourself
okay.
from this situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yo, it's-
So I'm saying.
Okay, can we?
This is an on-site ZA boxing match brought to you by Betway, where you get way more
punches.
Ding, ding.
Okay, finish your point.
So
here.
what I'm saying is, environment does play a role, and we can't just take it for granted that him playing for Bafana Bafana, it's gonna help him. It's not. We can't take it like that. Then we are downplaying his conditions. If he is saying that he is not ready to play for Bafana Bafana, let's move on, guys. There are other players. Let's move on.
Zakele Lepas.
Len is a South African player.
Okay, I'm just asking. Anyway, I'm gonna
Gift is saying here in the comments, Bafana, improve your mental health. Lol. That's actually a good point. If there's any way that if you're struggling with mental health, you go play for Bafana at the AFCON, it's not gonna help.
But here's the other thing, though.
Yeah.
There is history in, especially Premier League football, right? Whereby a lot of the Africans, and I think we've mentioned this on the show before, whereby teams have a way to manipulate players not to show up for
Yeah.
AFCON.
Yeah.
Also, Alex Ferguson trick, Vincent Company learning from the greatest Manchester's ever given.
Yes.
And the
right?
timing on
I
his
remember I had a chat a couple of years ago with Mark Williams, and he was saying, who did he play for in the UK again?
Charlton Athletic.
It was Charlton, yes. They offered him millions on ends on something like, don't go there.
Oh, of course. And I can never downplay that. It's a serious thing. It happens. But what
But
I'm
who
saying
says this is not a... there's theories, Chief. Me, I'm coming with a conspiracy theory. Who says that Burnley is not conspiring that, okay, this is happening, and then we are going to... We can see, without you, we're struggling. We're not scoring goals.
And in your presence, we are doing something great.
And in your presence, we're doing something great.
There we go.
So, Bona, let's find something that's trending.
Okay,
What
last,
is it?
Last two comments here.
health.
Last
Yeah,
two
no,
comments
no.
here on the YouTube thing, because I'm not going to say find something that's trending and say that he did, because he missed games for Burnley. He really did have mental health problems
I mean, you
that he
can
was suffering
prolong
with.
it. You can really drag it.
Okay, but I see Unati mirrored your thoughts there, saying he wouldn't be shocked if Burnley planned this situation up. We've seen this happen before. Good point. And then Bola Mpoza, hey, changing your name on YouTube even, brother.
Oh, darling.
Thank you. But guys, has Foster done well for Bafana even?
To me, that's not even the point. The point is
Presence.
the country is playing in a continental showpiece. Be patriotic, come back home, and at least assist in whichever shape that you're able to. Be there.
And last comment on the matter, Spornello saying Arsenal once sent their club physio to Ghana with Thomas Partey in a desperate bid to ensure that their key midfielder avoids injury on international duty. Maybe Burnley could have done that.
Amen.
You're right. It's a very good point. Let's move on to the actual squad itself. There's been a lot of comments here that have disappeared. Soul Motion, Dlamini. The fact that he's left Reyners, who's an anytime goal scorer, doesn't sit well with him. However, I'm happy he selected Apolis. What a footballer, damn.
Okay, so let me
What
just
do you
give
guys
you a
actually
rundown.
think? No, wait. Actually,
Yes.
oh, you're going to give the squad?
Yes, darling.
Okay, please give the squad.
Okay, so let's start off with our goalkeepers. We have Ronwin, number 1, Veli Motwa, as well as Ricardo Ross. And our defenders, Sydney Mobi, Grant Kekana, Terence Mashejo, Nkosinati Sibisi, Opri Mudiba, Sianda Kolu, Mutobi Mvala, and Kuliso Mudau. So we know them. And midfielders, Mukwena, Deboho, Spelelo Sitole, sorry, Jaden Adams, Tabang Monare, Tapelo Masego, and Tapelo Morena. We know them. And finally, our forwards, the guys that are going to make sure they score goals, hopefully. Temba Zwane, Zakerele Pasa, Oswana Polis, Mihlali Mayamela,
personal.
Pesito, and Evidence Mahop.
So
So
Zwane and
Sundowns and
Tau,
Orlando Pirates.
Zwane Tau,
those are the two you're looking for to get the
Zwane
goals.
Tau, we know.
Yeah.
Lepasa,
Standard.
national team, he has a tendency of showing up here and there. I'm not
It might be the nerves sometimes.
I'm not convinced about the squad in its entirety, man.
Who, in your view, Len, do you think would have Bafana Bafana's fortunes?
Lyle Foster.
Okay, moving on. Let's move to the rest of the continental showpiece, because I think
rest my case.
there's a lot of Sundowns players there. I think Hugo Bruce was limited in certain ways, and maybe there's one or two picks that people are unhappy with, but what he had access to and the squad that we're looking at
Oh my
aligns
God,
fairly
in
well.
Jabulo.
But
Jabulo
questions.
says, as Tepe reads those plays, you can tell that the squad is coming back soon.
Yeah,
No.
but we said 2 weeks. So here's the thing.
You guys.
Okay, cool. AFCON is starting. Today's Friday. AFCON is starting in 8 days' time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have a friendly game? And against who? Where? How?
Not one.
It's just an ask.
Not one.
Yeah, no. And
We
then-
actually do. There's an undercover friendly game that we have against the Outlaws. But yeah.
It's private. Oh, yeah, but against Lesotho indoors, I heard that it's going to
Yes.
yes.
Behind closed
the
doors.
Outlaws.
Lebotadi.
Okay,
So,
anyway.
like, again,
you would have
yes,
preferred to
they've. Come on, dude. Come on.
what?
Come on.
Namibia.
No. They're in the same group as us, so we can't have a friendly against
Okay,
them.
so?
It would not make sense.
So who? If not Lesotho.
Ghana, Senegal.
Thank you.
Egypt,
thank
Morocco,
you,
Ivory Coast, Nigeria.
Thank
Oh,
you.
The big dogs.
Thank you.
They
even
they
go
also
play-
won friendlies.
We can even play Italy. Oh no, we can't because it's
They-
not their
They
international
international breaks.
yes.
Yeah.
But also, I think.
It can only be teams that are going to AFCON.
Do you know what the scam with AFCON is
All
right now?
African
Let's
teams
hear.
that missed out on the
Yeah.
showpiece.
You know what the scam with AFCON is?
Yeah.
So I was reading, it was either yesterday or 2 days before, right? That I think on the 14th of Jan, Man United have a game against Newcastle or Liverpool
Yeah, I can check.
or something like that.
Let me bring it up. Manchester United's next game is Newcastle, I believe. So that's
On the 14th of Jan.
fixtures. 14
There's
Jan
FA as
is,
well there.
Oh, it's Spurs.
It's Wigan with FA.
Oh,
Spurs
sorry,
at home.
Spurs.
Okay.
Right? Cameroon's first game of the AFCON is on the 16th. And Onana is going to be playing for Man United against Spurs.
Of course, he did ask for an extension, didn't he?
No.
Yes, he did. Onana
That-
asked that he join them a bit later. He
Even
did.
It's not
in
later.
Pleaded.
That's very late to join the
Yeah.
squad.
Exactly.
No, but from
After the game is flying out
Basically.
to Ivory Coast,
no man, then are you not confusing the game? Because from what I read, he's gonna play the Wigan game for United.
Yeah, the 14th of Jan,
the
because
14th of
this
Jan,
weekend
AFCON
is FA Cup.
starts
starts
on the
on the
13th.
AFCON starts on the 13th. Cameroon's first game.
Man
is
United
on
are
the
out
16th.
of FA Cup, so they're not playing this weekend.
So you guys are only fighting for the league.
Fighting for what?
Their lives.
Yeah. That's
Sorry.
more like it.
That was my comeback. But like it's again that thing. Like you had the PSL finishing on the 31st of December with the Cape Town derby that happened, Spurs and City, right? When did Bafana go to camp? How much time do they have to actually assemble, get, and be ready for the tournament? Get enough 1 or 2 friendly games. Hell, even if they play Venda FC, it's fine.
And you can't even discuss it as like a goal.
Or Chiefs.
You can't even discuss it and say a goalkeeper is not important to join the squad early, whatever. He's an outfield player.
Yes.
He's practically an outfield player. They go the lot of the play from the back comes through him. So it is important for him to join the squad earlier. So it's not fair from Manchester United or him on his continental team. And Man United have reserve goalkeepers to play against Spurs. It's fine.
And then we must also give credit to, for a change, ne? For a change, ne? Can we give credit to the South African national broadcaster? They are going to show us all AFCON games, ne? And Renbeck is Renbecking. It's fishering, it's Bram fishering.
But can we then, just before we
But
go
going
to
into that,
congratulating the SABC, can we talk about how multi-choice, or is it DSTV in this case?
Multi-choice.
And
Super
how
Sport.
they were able to just, at the final whistle, then tell people that, oh, by the way.
I think they were probably negotiating. I think it was a very business thing.
Yes, precisely.
And they were like, listen, the rights will cost a certain amount for us. There's other broadcasters around the continent because SuperSport buy rights probably for multiple countries, not just, it's not worth it for them to
It is
buy
the
only
biggest,
for South Africa.
pay-to-air in the continent.
Yeah, so SABC paid for the rights for South Africa only, and then local broadcasters around the rest of the continent paid for the rights in their countries. And I don't think SuperSport were interested in having rights for South Africa only. They would have wanted the continental rights, and that would have been more expensive. So they probably
Well, okay.
So backstory is
I have 3 reasons, but yes, continue, Len.
real G says Venda FC would have trapped Bafana Bafana.
Wow.
If it was a boxing match, yes.
Yes,
But
Len?
props to SABC.
No,
like you
no,
said.
big ups to SABC. So here's the thing, right? There's a broadcaster from Togo. I think they're called New World
Those
TV,
are the guys, New World TV.
right?
They secured
So
the rights. Yeah.
No. They are a KEF broadcast partner. They are the Lagarde, what was it called? Lagarde something that KEF had a deal with before.
Oh.
They had a deal. Okay, so it says here, New World TV secured both free-to-air and paid TV rights for the major competition across sub-Saharan Africa and in multiple languages in the Togo-based satellite television, like you've mentioned. CAF agreed a 2-year deal, reportedly worth 80 million USD, with a Pan-African broadcaster for the free-to-air and the local media.
So sub-Saharan is from where to where? Those who did geography at school.
Angola, Mozambique,
Below
South
below the
Africa.
equator.
Okay, then what happens
No, that's
above the
central
equator?
though.
I'm saying below.
Okay,
No,
yeah.
what happens above the equator?
But they born.
So Nigeria is not going to watch Nigeria get trapped by
But
Ivory
they
Coast.
probably have their own. Do they not
No.
have their own rights?
Well, if
Then they'll have to figure it out. Or they,
if there's Nigerian TV, I don't know what
They
the
don't have
broadcaster
rights,
is.
yeah.
They probably would have to buy from
DS?
No, DSTV
from New
does
World,
not,
yes.
Because DSTV is prominent in Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they have DSTV in Nigeria.
So
But
maybe
because
it's a
they are-
competition issue.
But remember, there are other countries that does not have DSTV, so which means they're also going to be purchasing directly from the main source.
So it depends. So there are two separate rights. Because rights, I don't know if New World has bundled their rights or they have unbundled them. So if they are bundled, it means when you buy pay TV,
Yeah.
you can have exclusivity, and then you decide to sell to free to air and then to pay television, which is what SuperSport has been doing for a while. Right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Sorry.
So now I suspect I could be wrong. SABC were able to negotiate free to air directly with New World TV, and they got free to air.
Yes. And just by the way, something quite interesting. It is not the first time that SuperSport has not been able to get the rights for AFCON. Back in
Champions League,
2019.
remember?
Yes. The same thing in CAF happened in
COVID.
2019.
The final.
Yeah, they were not able to
I think
get
we
the
watched
rights.
it on YouTube.
No, they acquired it at the last minute. But also it's a case of
And they cancelled the last minute friend with the French agency Lagarde, the one you were talking
Yes.
about. Yes.
Okay, so this has been the ONSIDE Business Show teaching you all about broadcast rights and things. Now we return to ONSIDE ZA, the football show, brought to you by Betway, where you get way more. The groups for the AFCON. Group A, Ivory Coast, Equatorial Guinea, Guinea-Bissau, Nigeria. Obviously, Ivory Coast favorites for that group.
no, Nigeria for me is.
Nigeria.
Yeah,
Look,
even
So
I mean,
those
Still
two
not.
outs of the group stages, they'll go through.
they will definitely. Nigeria and Ivory Coast are
Equatorial
going
Guinea
through.
ne? And Guinea-Bissau. Didn't they win something at the CAF Awards in December?
I'll tell you.
Guinea-Bissau do not play games with, these.
Is that the group of death for AFCON?
For me, at the ish.
Ah,
No,
there's
I think
that,
Group B is. I think Group B is the group of death, by virtue of having Egypt, Ghana, and Cape Verde.
Yeah, because Cape Verde are not pushovers, eh?
Yes.
So that's an interesting one. And then there's, so as you look up those stats for Guinea-Bissau and Equatorial Guinea, that is Group B, Cape Verde, Egypt, Ghana, and Mozambique. Mozambique, real dark horses. They're going to struggle to get out of that one.
They're not going to get out of that one. Not a chance.
Not a
Marco.
chance.
They can cross over to the.
Len, stop it.
Okay, so
Group C, Cameroon, Gambia, Guinea, and Senegal.
see Guinea, Senegal, ne?
Eh, but that's
And
also
Cameroon.
a tough one,
It's
eh?
also a tough one.
Ish.
Shows you how tough the AFCON overall is.
That's a West African affair right there.
But I scheme on paper,
Yeah.
ne? On paper, you'd say Senegal and Cameroon. But I think Guinea and Senegal will actually make the 16s. But also remember,
Historically, Cameroon and Senegal, in terms of the history of the nation's performances in World Cups and in AFCONs and stuff, you would back them, right?
no, fair.
They're
So-
football nations historically.
No, true, but also, if you look at it, it's a case of a Guinea can also get out of this group, because with the AFCON and the way it's set up, there's also a third
Oh, yes.
third place best finisher
Yeah.
that will go. Oh, okay.
May I also
3 weeks,
talk
3
about-
weeks, 3 weeks, 3 weeks,
Okay,
3 weeks.
okay.
Now, which is something.
Seti, what did you find, darling?
Yes.